So we've set up for the two-player variant. I am playing Pete Latimer, and Russ is playing Micah Bering. Right there. The inside of the character shields look like that. Has a nice little turn summary that Russ can use whenever he's finding out what step that we're on, whether we're on the action step, whether we're working the case or drawing our free focus trait. We won't spend a lot of time on rules during this playthrough. We just want you to see this how the two-player variant works, and show you how it works when there's just an automated trader. And so this could play anywhere from 2 to 5 players. And we'll go ahead and get started with that. So we're going to turn over our ping location, which is in Ithaca, New York.
All right. We are also laying over our pawns just so you guys can see them, our little standees. Typically that would indicate that somebody has been KO'd, but
right.
For now, we're having them all laid over in our first turn marker here. When it comes between Micah and Pete, for the first turn, it's Micah, and that is actually shown as the agent ID right there. That's all pretty clear in the rules.
Of course, if Artie were playing, he would be first agent for the first episode.
For just one episode.
The gameplay for the variant will not differ because during the full game, before the hidden trader is revealed, the automated trader will be going much in the same way as it will be in this variant. The only difference is that there won't be a hidden trader to reveal, and there won't be an actual player taking over control of the trader deck. So our ping is in Ithaca, New York. We're going to roll a blue, red, and green die.
And these are clues that are actually out in Ithaca in the field area of the board. Pete and Mike are in the warehouse. These are called field clues. I'm going to roll all of the rest of the dice, and these are going to be the leads. And what they are clues that are just kind of out there. Sometimes you can call your friends at the NSA, or you can call, contacts you might have, informants. You can do research in the warehouse library. These clues are accessible from inside the warehouse, or if you are out in the field, all of the clues are accessible, the field clues and the leads. But we're not going to spend too much time on rules. We're just going to rock on. We have got our starting hand of cards.
We each draw a trait from our focus traits. Pete has intuition and intuition.
That is his downside.
That is his downside.
Conversely, Micah's downside is she can never draw intuition, so they make a good team.
So Micah's focus traits are logic and lore, so Micah has one of each of those. So the first thing that's going to happen is McPherson is going to do something bad to us.
The bad thing he's going to do, it says, all agents draw 1 stress or discard 2 points of traits.
So we've got 10 stress in the stress deck, 5 stress per agent. Well, I've got a card I can discard. Should not be a problem. I can still claim after that. So I'm going to discard a 2-point Guzuka.
My card is too good, so I'm taking a stress.
Sounds good.
Stress is filler for my hand. It counts against the hand size limit of 13.
And stress is never a problem until
it is a problem.
All right, so Micah is the first agent, so after McPherson held someone hostage,
I'm going to come and draw some cards. There's a bunch of lore that we need to collect, so I'm going to go and do some warehouse research and take 2 lores.
All right. I will take 2 tech, as there's quite a bit of tech out here, and neither of us draw tech. Natively, anyway. We have to do warehouse research to get that. All right, so that was our action step. Now we're each going to work the case. That's when we spend our cards for the number and symbol in order to claim these clue dice. You have to spend at least that number, and you're trying to match the symbols on the dice, not the color of the dice. We match the color of the card to the color of the gear, which matches those symbols.
So I just spent a 1 lore. I discarded it, and I'm going to take this 1 lore clue. It's on the wild die. The wild die is the best die.
We always want the wild die.
We want it first. We don't want McPherson to grab it.
So I'm going to overpay a little bit in order to claim that 1 intuition clue.
That's
And-
working the case. Next, we get our free draw.
Our free draw. Micah can choose logic or lore.
I'm going to take logic, lore, sorry, because there's a bunch of them out there still. Although
That's
there
right.
are a lot of logics out there, so
Now,
we'll need
there's-
it all.
There are no intuition clues left for me, but that's the only thing that Pete can draw is intuition for his free focus trait. So we keep our hands secret, the cards that we have, just like in the normal game. We don't say, oh, hey, I've got specifically this card, and this card. Even though it is a co-op game, we don't just broadcast the full contents of our hands.
That's right. We need to communicate.
We do need to communicate.
Be it
Say, hey, I can handle the logic if you can handle the tech.
right, and so that's
So,
probably how it's going to go.
After we've drawn our free draw, McPherson goes again. Now,
Says
McPherson's going to go a lot more often on a 2-player game because after Micah goes and Pete goes, then McPherson's going to go. So every third set of actions, McPherson's going to do something bad to us.
he says to change up to 3 clues to their 2 clue facings.
So warehouse standard procedure says zeros in the leads. The leads come first. Zeros, then ones, then twos.
We're going to do this one because Michael was just saying that
I like intuition.
Pete likes intuition. He draws it. And I will do one of these.
Pete's got an always-on ability during retrieval that makes it so he really likes these intuition dice if he can get a hold of them. So, Micah, your action.
My action. I'm going to play the restricted files, take the top trait from any discard pile.
Well, you've only got 2 cards in the discard pile, a Guzooka and an I Smell Fudge.
But both Gazookas, 2 of the 3 Gazookas are
2
there, so
of the 3 Gazookas.
this is pretty much the only way that I can get any red cards ever. So I'm going to take the top card of that one into my hand and claim an accessible lore. And it's not a number, it's any lore, so I'm going to take the 2.
Sounds good. Oh, that was for your action.
That was my action.
That was your action. I am going to have to draw some cards. Let's grab 2 logic. All right, I've drawn a calamity. We have to play that immediately. So, warehouse standard procedure, leads come before field clues, and it must be a blue die, so it's going to be this one right here. It's going to go to the goo bucket, and it will be lost for the remainder of the episode. All right, Micah's action was that. Micah's worked the case, sorry.
Micah is working the case.
A lot of times what we will do is we can use our warehouse inside our little shield and move it along and keep track of what phase that we're in.
Take another one of those guys. Spending a 2 lore card to collect a 2 lore die.
All right, well, I am going to grab that 2 intuition because Pete likes red dice.
All right.
And your free draw.
It's going to be logic.
I'm going to take any color as long as it's red.
Okay. We're back to McPherson, and he says move any lead to the ping.
All right, zeros, then ones, then twos, so it's got to be one of these ones.
And I'm about ready to travel out there anyway, so it really...
We're going to have to travel out there pretty soon because
You drew some green, so I'm going to pick the yellow to move out.
I did draw some green, but I'm probably going to have to stay back in the warehouse.
Right, so I'm traveling. That's why I picked the
Sounds
yellow.
good. I will continue to draw. I'm going to continue to draw green.
That was the action. That was McPherson's action.
That was McPherson's action. Your action is to
My
travel
action's
out
to
to the
travel.
field.
So I spent an action to travel.
I'm going to do some more warehouse research because my cards are poor. And of course, a trader might also say that. Obviously, there is no trader in a 2-player cooperative game. But those are some of the things that you want to look for whenever you've got a trader out there. People not spending their cards correctly, overpaying a little bit too much sometimes, not having cards when they should be having cards.
That's right. It's time to work the case. I'm going to play this 1 logic and claim any one of these 3 1 logics. And
We've already lost a blue. Probably don't need to lose another blue die.
right, and if you do come out, you like red dice.
That's right. So I am going to play Zipline. Unfortunately, got to play. Well, we've got a 2 out there, so that's not so bad.
You're not overpaying.
I'm not overpaying for it, and we don't have any greens yet until now. Our free focus trait.
I'm going to take logic.
Guess what color I'm taking?
Some shade of
We've
red.
got a calamity. So whenever we see a gear, we're going to take one of these obstacles and put it over into warehouse maintenance. This is a 2 mental obstacle. Not so good for Pete. So Micah is probably going to be the one who's going to have to handle that.
I can work on it
Fortunately,
next episode.
fortunately, this is not a problem until it's a problem. So that doesn't until that fills up, it's not going to be a major problem.
That was our free draw. We're now back to the actions, starting with McPherson, and it's a second gear. What's that about filling up the maintenance rack?
Yeah, I think it might start to be a problem here. That's two mentals. So the obstacles are ranged from value of 2 to 4, and we'll show you how to remove those once we are ready to remove those.
So my field action is going to be field research. I get to draw 1 card. It has to be from within my focus traits, and it's going to be logic.
Logic is good. I am going to have to. I'm going to have to draw more technical. I discarded that in the wrong spot, didn't I?
I did.
Oh, did you?
So colorblind issue, red and green.
All right. Hands filling up, not getting a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I've got a lot of zeros.
That's what a trader would say. However, that should not be an issue this
I'm
game.
not the trader this time. Very good. That was
So,
our actions.
That was our actions. Work the case.
Ready to work the case. Spending the 1. Sure wish I could use that as an action, but I cannot.
Totally understand.
Going to take the green.
Sounds good. I'm hoping to come out there
Ideally,
pretty soon.
you can get that.
I'm going to get the tech.
Okay.
And free draw.
Free draw.
Taking another logic.
Taking on logic.
I have to take the intuition. Now, let's see. We've had one. Discard piles are not public knowledge. We've had one come from logic. We've had one come from intuition of the calamities. So, sort of want to make. So we got a question about what sleeve sizes we will need for these cards. Believe these are mini USA.
I think they are.
They are sleeves that you can purchase. We can't remember what size they are. I believe the small ones are mini USA.
It's in the rule book, the actual dimensions, I believe.
That's true. Yes, they are. The dimensions are in the rule book, but
I think
the
mini
small
USA.
ones are mini USA or mini Euro, and the normal ones are
Just standard blackjack.
standard USA.
Magic card, yeah.
Right.
All right. I believe we left off at working the case.
Okay.
So
No, I'm not sure I've had an action.
you didn't get your action
I didn't
yet.
get my action.
I took mine.
I want to make sure that we do not get whammied. We will get whammied if there are no leads remaining and the last clue taken is off this artifact. In other words, we took too long to get the artifact. So I want to make sure to get out there. So just in case this artifact has a whammy on it, we don't get hit by it. Russ, work the case?
Working the case. Unfortunately, I have to take
Oh, no.
your red die.
That is a problem.
It
Because
is.
I do... and you
don't
obviously
have
don't
two.
have either of those.
I do not.
So this is where we should have communicated a little bit. Because
Well,
I
do
don't...
you want me to ditch one? And you to get one? Because if we have to ditch one anyway,
Well, we're going to have to... Yeah, we're going to have to ditch one.
well, then...
It has to be the leads first. So
well, we have to ditch one anyway.
have to ditch one anyway. Unfortunately, it's blue.
That is
I'm not
unfortunate.
going to be able to claim that at all. Hopefully, you'll be able to claim this. You have
On my
a
next
much
turn.
better chance of claiming that than...
Yes.
So we are going to get whammied if there is a whammy on this. About half the artifacts have a whammy on them. I can actually take
Yep.
this, and it's red, which Pete loves.
Oh.
and then free draw.
I don't have to spend that card, did I?
Oh yeah, you accidentally played that card. All right, your free draw, Micah.
Free draw. Got to go for yellow.
I have no choice but red.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it.
Actions,
But
I still
you
have
can
a chance.
you can do field research.
I can do field research. McPherson first says
McPherson first.
place an obstacle and a +1 ring on the travel space.
Well, fortunately, we're already out here. However,
That's an obstacle. It's a 4 mental.
oh, the
Brutal.
worst we could get, and it's a 5 now.
It's a 5 mental. Well, we might have some cards that'll help us mitigate some of that business. All right, actions. I'm going to do field research and hope to get a 1, and I did not.
Oh,
You don't have any way to give me a free action, do you?
I do not. However, no, yes, I do. I do have a way to give you a free action. We have Let's Take a Walk. Allow any other agent to take an action, to immediately perform an action.
All right. My action is going to be to discard any card and claim a clue.
Sounds good.
It's going to be a random card, so I'm just going to set my stress aside because that's not a trait, it's a stress, and I'll just let.
And
Micah, pick one.
actually, it's
same thing?
it's another read the
Which
manual.
I should have used on my turn. I didn't see it in my hand.
Didn't see it.
When I drew a second one, I'm like, oh, wait. So that was.
Well,
so
there
I
you
claim
go.
that. We finally identify the artifact. We're slow, but there was no whammy. It would have been printed right along the bottom.
During retrieval, the first agent's dice cannot be neutralized. McPherson has these goo dice, and he will roll those in order to try to neutralize our clues that we apply. So,
So we have difficulties right here. In order for us to retrieve this artifact, the ice flower, we have to have a total of 3 logic clues and 4 intuitions and 2 techs and no lores.
unfortunately, we've lost 2 of our blue dice, so those 3 logic are not going to be particularly easy. Each of these dice has a 1 logic face. The blue dice have a 2 logic face and a 0 logic face, so it's slightly more likely that you're going to roll logic on the blue die. So, we're going to take our dice in our hand, we're going to roll them behind our dice shields without communicating what we're going to put underneath our dice covers, our little warehouse dice covers here. We are going to apply one of our dice and put it out. Mike and I will reveal at the same time. I did get my magical 2 light bulb, which means I can put that anywhere I want. However,
I'm the
we
first
do
agent.
need a lot of
We do.
need a lot of these.
We do. I'm the first agent, so I have to roll for McPherson. He's got a 1 clue facing on every side and then a 2 of anything and a blank. So we're hoping for the blank.
There's the
Hey,
blank.
how about that?
Look at that.
All right, so I'm going to put this one in here, showing that 1 of the 3 have been met.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make my 2 wild an actual 2 intuition, since
That
we
makes
need
sense.
intuition. All right, at the same time we reveal. McPherson's going to roll. 1 tech does not match either of our dice.
Starting with first agent, we look, and it doesn't match either of them.
And of course, if it did match yours, Russ,
It would go in the neutralizer book.
during
Oh,
retrieval, the
and-
first agent's dice cannot be neutralized because of this ice flower.
Exactly, the ice flower.
All right, we've got our logic. Our logic is complete. We need 2 intuition and 2 tech.
Okay.
Now, if I were a trader, I might want to put one of these other dice out. I believe you guys might be able to see. I've got a 1 tech and a 1 lore die here.
Yeah, 1 logic.
One logic and 1 lore, and neither of those will help out. However, since I am a loyal agent, I'm going to try to help as much as possible, and I apply a 1 tech instead.
Now, I also rolled nothing but bad dice, so I'm going to go ahead and put out a logic symbol because of one of my my character skills is that I get a chance to re-roll some logics. We'll see if it actually goes through.
Does not match mine. That's wonderful. McPherson is missing.
It can't hit me, but even if he could, if that wasn't in play, the 1 logic is not enough to goo a 2 logic. So now we have overkill here. We have extra, we have 2 and 3, so we can slide these out
As
And-
long as you can put 3 here inside this gear, you can freely exchange these however you need in order to put the dice out there that is most helpful to you.
Because once per episode, Micah's ability that's called Well Read allows her to re-roll a misapplied logic clue. And there are other cards that allow you to re-roll misapplied clues. And so you can arrange these in whatever way is convenient.
Pete is not good at re-rolling clue dice. He's good at re-rolling warehouse dice when he gets his vibes. All right, I have not rolled. I need to do that. Well, taking a little bit of faith
All right.
leap here. Look at that. And he neutralized the tech. I was a little worried about putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was my last intuition die. And we still needed intuition clues. I do have a green die.
You have a green die, and I've got 2.
The number and color of dice that you have is public knowledge, but what you apply underneath your shields is not public knowledge. And like I say, that's also true during the normal game.
2 yellows and a chance to re-roll that black one. I'm going to save my skills until the very end because we might just beat this artifact. We have enough dice. We have a lot of dice.
I do not have a zip line. I wish I did not have to put this out. At this time,
He could ask me if I had a
could say-
zip line, but I don't. So
because Micah hasn't been drawing tech.
Yeah.
Zip lines are typically zip lines are found in the tech pile. So
and what they do is he would not have to put a die out.
I would keep this back here and re-roll it again later.
So I have
Oh,
rolled
you
what I
got
need,
it.
and he would hit me except the ice flower
The ice flower has blocked him.
has blocked him. It's mesmerized.
All right, so that's one
bag.
artifact. Snag, bag, and tag, and put it in the stacks.
Put it in the stack.
If we get 3, then the warehouse agents win. If we lose 3, then McPherson can try to launch 2 of his plots. That looks like this. So basically with the plots, it'll become best 2 out of 3.
we each get a stress.
We each get a stress because working in the warehouse is a stressful thing.
It's a stressful job. First agent token passes to Pete.
Pete wants to be the first
We have
agent.
a new ping. There's fishy business going on in Paris, France.
When-
It has some text on it.
When we travel, the agent may discard 3 traits to draw 2 traits of any types.
All right.
Except I'm pretty sure that you still cannot draw intuition.
I still can't draw intuition.
So we're going to roll the dice that are at the ping location. We're going to roll those and put those out here with the artifact. Going to match them up by symbol, as we always do. And the other dice will go out here in the leads. Look at all that tasty lore for you. No logic. Logic is Micah's strong suit.
Okay. Well.
All right,
worries.
McPherson is first.
You're
What is
the
he going
first
to do?
agent, so you get to read this time.
I get to read it. The agents may not travel until warehouse maintenance is cleared. If it's already clear, put a gear on. However, warehouse maintenance is not clear.
It's not clear, and we weren't traveling anyway. There's
The umbilicus has been destroyed. Check
Man,
that out.
Hate it when that happens.
I hate it when that happens. All right.
Actions.
So,
If you wanted to go after an obstacle, you could. Warehouse maintenance.
I think I have a feeling that you might be able to help me with that.
I can
So,
help you with that.
Pete is not very good at mental obstacles. As you see here on his shield, he has a 1 on his mental statistic. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll a warehouse die. It has a 0, 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. And I'm going to roll a warehouse die and add it to my mental trait, to my mental attribute, and try to beat that number. A 0 is always a fail. So let's say that those were 2 physical obstacles instead of 2 mental obstacles. A 3 plus 0, you might say, well, that's greater than a 2. Why won't that win? Failure is always an option. So 0 is always going to miss.
So I have an instant card that I'm going to play, the Gazuka that I'd picked up previously.
Awesome.
It says Warehouse, which we're in the warehouse.
We are in the warehouse.
Reduce the difficulty of a warehouse maintenance obstacle by 2.
Wonderful. So I just need to not roll a 0.
And it doesn't matter which of these he works on. He can work on them out of order. Doesn't matter. And in this case, they're both the same.
They're both the same in this case. So yeah. And I rolled a 2.
All right.
And now that's going to remain face up.
Face up.
and we don't have to deal with that again until we've used all of the obstacles. And
It's a face-up discard.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So that was
That was your action.
my action.
And if I don't draw cards, I am not going to be able to claim a clue. So I will draw cards. I was about to go for that obstacle there, but it occurred to
And
me
then
that
you noticed you don't have enough to claim.
I don't think we explained during the work the case phase, if you cannot claim a clue by spending a card for its symbol and number, then you must bucket a die.
Which is what you did actually when we were out in the field.
I chose to bucket
We
that
chose to
die
bucket a die because
I couldn't. I could claim one, but it made more sense to
You
me
chose
for
to
me to
not.
let Pete claim it.
exactly.
All right, so yes,
It actually worked out.
it did. It worked out pretty well.
Barely.
I've got to go up
Barely
there,
worked
and
out.
I'm going to draw 2 lures.
All right, working the
And
case.
We're in good shape.
We are. Well, hopefully we'll be in good
And-
shape because I am in pretty poor shape. All right, I'm gonna claim this zero tech, which probably shows you how terrible my hand is at the moment.
Okay, so we are drawing cards.
We are drawing cards, except
no,
we
no,
do
no,
we
we're
do
working the
actually
case.
need. Well, we do need to actually
You work
get
the
out.
case.
So yeah, I work the case and you work the case. But at some point, we do want to get out of the warehouse, so we still need to get that
Yep.
gone.
I'm going to have to draw cards again.
Well, draw your free trait. Well, let me draw my free trait first.
You get your free. I get my free. And I am...
So this might be the kind of hand someone might have if. Yeah, I'm collecting a whole bunch of zeros here.
So traveling
Which-
to Paris and discarding 3 of them for 2 of other things might be a nice
Might
plan.
be, it might be a good thing to do.
And look at me. I'll be doing the exact same thing.
Now, you might think that maybe we've seeded the deck with a lot of zeros. There are equal numbers of zeros, ones, and twos. It's just that the zero facings on these dice, there's only 1 zero face out of 6. Similarly, there's only 1 2 face out of the 6 facings as well. So we're going to spend the 1s and 2s a lot more easily for these clues than we will for anything else. An agent must draw 1 stress, and whenever it is an automated trader, an agent is the first agent. So that's me. I'm going to draw a stress. If the stress deck ever runs out, then the warehouse agents give up, game over. If the warehouse maintenance track fills up, the warehouse blows up, game over.
And not game over in a good way.
Not game over in a good way. McPherson wins.
I am not going to be able to claim any of those clues unless I draw.
Yeah, I'm going to
gonna-
have to draw as well.
Okay,
So I guess
it's your turn.
we've just got to deal with it. I'm going to draw some lore. And that was better.
Okay. I'm also going to draw lore.
Sounds good.
And that is a little better.
Working the case. I wish I could use this for its ability, collaborate.
No kidding.
However, I'm going to take that tasty red die. Now notice, the reason I took a red die, you guys probably have figured it out by now. However, remember, I'm matching up the symbols, not the colors. The color of the card matches the color of the gear, because the lore symbols will match on the die and the card.
Yep. When working the case, we're only looking at numbers
Whoops.
and symbols.
I need to actually give that up.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I'm going to do the same. I've got a 2 this time, so I'm going to take the 2.
Definitely take the 2. That's totally worth it. Free draw. I'm drawing this shade of crimson.
And I'm drawing a gear.
7, 8, 9, 10. I've got. Oh, and we have to clear this up, or else we're not getting out of the warehouse.
I can't claim a clue. I don't suppose
You can't claim any clues.
No.
Wow.
I have zeros.
I've got a card called a Farnsworth
Okay.
that allows us to give or take a trait to or from any willing agent. So I do have something I can allow you to claim with. Oh wait, we've already worked the case. We already took our free draw.
Right. It's
So,
action time.
it's-
I'm
well,
just saying that I
it's
can't come to
McPherson
this-
time.
Yes, it's McPherson's action time.
Place an obstacle and a +1 ring on any trait draw pile. Well, this
Which one?
is turning out terrible. Before I look,
Logic.
logic, yeah. There's not any logic out, so
We don't need logic
Ah.
cards this episode.
look at that. It would be the other 4 mental. So, as luck would have it, we have both of the difficult mental obstacles on 2 of our draw piles, on 2 of our 1 draw pile in 1 location. So that's not good. Action time. I can go after the 4 mental, the 4 physical. I do have stuff. I do have enough to cover us.
You'd have to roll
if
a
we
2.
have to. I'd have to roll a 2 or a 3. Unless you've got something that will help.
It would be pretty risky. The card that I have.
Yeah, I have also got a grappler.
No, mine is.
Yours is risky.
I've got the inkwell.
You've got the inkwell. The inkwell changes the obstacles. The grappler will just flat out defeat an obstacle. I think we need to save the grapplers for the big obstacles. That are
For that one out there.
For the 2 4s. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, this is not looking good.
Not great.
Yeah, because we might lose all 4 of these. But more importantly, if we're not in the field, we don't get this. We don't get that artifact at all.
Yep.
And we just keep getting more gears here. So yeah, I've got to roll a 2 for either of those.
Yep. Or you can just draw cards and
I can draw cards
let me
and
take
let
care
you
of
take. Yeah, because you are the. Micah has the tactics ability. When she rolls warehouse dice, she rolls 2 warehouse dice and takes the best. But if she rolls double zeros, she is knocked out. All right, so I will draw. Intuition's been all right.
Or
For now, I'm going to draw 2 tech just to try to.
maybe get to Tesla
Yeah.
or Tesla grenade.
How about that? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 12 cards.
Yeah, I'm getting
Getting
close.
full.
So I'm going to go over here and go after that obstacle.
You should be able to take that out without any help. Barely took it out without any help. All right. Working the case.
I'm unable to.
I did indeed draw a 2. And I'm going to Farnsworth you a caretaker card, which will allow you to claim one of those nice logic dice with the intuition clues on them.
Thank you.
I know you like those.
I do. It's true.
Free draw.
Free draw.
Draw an intuition.
Sticking with the lore. All right. That's good.
All right. McPherson again. An agent. Oh, I got the second copy of that. An agent must draw 1 stress.
Really stressed out.
I am already level stressed.
Yep. Okay.
All right. My action.
If you want to go for obstacle, I can try to help you. Or...
Well, I think that might be our best bet. I do have some things that can take out obstacles.
If you have it as an action, do you want
I
me to...
do. I do actually have. I do. I can remove. I've got some awesome things that remove obstacles, but I'm wondering if we should save them for this.
I have one that'll replace that.
Yes. Well, let me do this then. Discard an obstacle at your location. Boom.
Boom.
This takes care of Umbilicus destroyed,
Right.
which will free us up to go to the field. The problem is hoping we have enough cards to claim stuff.
I'm going to try to travel. If I succeed, then I will get to go ahead and travel. This obstacle is in my way. If I overcome the obstacle, then I can travel. If I don't overcome the obstacle, then I will have wasted an action. I'm going to play this instant that says defeat and redraw an obstacle being faced by an agent at your location.
So you can't do that for yourself.
I'm an agent.
Grappler is somewhat different in that it defeats an obstacle faced by another agent at your location. You sort of have to help them out, sort of like HG does when she helps out Micah.
Do you want to do that instead? Which is more risky?
Which is more risky? I think that yours is less risky just because you have that
I think so,
awesome
too.
ninja ability. Plus, we've already lost one of our 2 physical 4s.
Yep.
That's really the only thing that really scares you are the 4s.
So we defeat it. The +1 ring goes away, and we draw
We draw the other 4.
the other 4. All right. Well.
So now I will defeat an obstacle faced by another agent at your location.
Okay. So that is defeated.
So that is all 4 of the 4s have come out, and I have to roll a die. On a 0, I'm wounded. On a 1 or 2, I'm knocked out. On a 3, I am unaffected. I am knocked out, KO'd. So I'm going to stand my token up.
I'm able to continue traveling.
Now, normally we would lay our tokens down, but since our tokens are already down,
Yeah.
um,
I'm going to use that travel effect. I can discard
3 traits.
3 traits to draw 2 of any types. Okay.
If this does have a whammy on it, we are in trouble
Yeah.
because
Well, there's
it took us a while to get out there.
there is not a lot that can be done about that, unfortunately.
No.
So I'm going to ditch 3 yellow zeros.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, 3 traits of any types, except
Not
you
red.
can't draw red
I
no
can't
matter
draw
what.
red. That's my downside. Cannot draw red cards, and this is drawing cards. But lore would be good. There's still there's lots of lore
There's
out
lore,
there.
there's tech. Yeah.
And there's tech out there. I don't suppose you have a 2 tech.
I am not going to be able to claim that clue.
Then, you know what? I'll take. I can draw lore while I'm out there, so I'm going to take.
Yes.
I don't have to take 2 of the same on this. It's 2 types, any types.
2 of any
rather.
types. But 2 tech,
And
can come in
unfortunately,
handy. Uh-oh.
we don't have to worry
We
about
don't have
that.
to worry about that one. That's the last green die that was available. Now, if this calamity had come up when there's no green dice out there, it's going to come from behind one of our shields. So, starting with the first agent, if I have any green dice, which I do, I would have lost that to the goo bucket. Fortunately, there was a green die left. Fortunately or unfortunately.
All right, that was my action.
That was your action. Now we're going to work the case.
You're going to have to stand up.
I'm going to stand up instead of working the case.
He's going to un-KO. He's going to heal.
Going to heal. So you lay your token down to knockout. You place a wound marker on it to indicate that you're wounded. Healing either removes a marker or unknocks out your
Yep.
your character.
I'm spending a 1 lore to get this 1 more clue. I do have access to all of them, but I would rather avoid a whammy if possible.
Absolutely. I am going to
Draw.
work in the case, right?
You worked the case and stood up.
Oh, if I work the case and stood up, we have to ditch a die.
Yes.
We've already lost green.
I've
We've
got.
taken 2 others.
You like reds,
I do like reds. I'm gonna have to get rid of that one.
although that's all I can draw.
So on your
Or
work the
yellows.
case, you took the
I did.
lore.
I took
A little bit out of order there, but
Yep.
we recovered. All right, I draw my free draw. You draw your free draw.
I draw my free draw. I could spin that draw and try to do that, but I need lore. All right.
McPherson goes yet again. Move any lead to the ping. Well, I'm going to make sure that I can handle the stuff.
The red one's the only one I can claim currently.
Is that good?
Works
Does that work
me.
for you?
Works.
Works for me for now. We're just going to have to get whammied if that happens.
Yep. About half the deck has
6,
whammies
7,
on it.
8, 9, 10.
So
I'm at 10
it's
cards.
certainly a risk.
It is a risk, but I think we've got to.
And
I think it's just something we have to deal with for right now. I'm going to draw 2 lore.
I've got the lure handled.
Yeah, I've got other cards.
Very good.
I'm prepare. I'm getting ready for later.
Gearing up. All right.
Don't say gear.
Yeah.
Don't you
Preparing.
have just jinxed us.
Preparing. I can't get any of
You cannot.
with it by working the case. So I will take the one that I can get, and that's. Whoa! We're
We're action.
I'm sorry, we're on action, so I'm going to draw. Oh,
Put that die back.
I will. It was blue,
Uh,
yellow, red. It was.
I don't
red.
remember.
It was red. I do. All right.
Yeah, because we moved it out there, and
Yeah.
I love
We're
the
on
reds.
actions. We're getting whammied no matter what, right?
Yeah, we're getting whammied. Yeah,
So I'm going to go ahead
because
and
I'm not out there,
spend an action and at least be able to get a die.
but I'm not going to be able to get one then.
Oh, sorry. See, this is why we.
This is why we have to communicate.
This is why we communicate.
Yeah, I have taken my
okay.
action.
I
I have taken my action. I am here. I am in the warehouse. I only have access to
Yep.
leads.
Yep.
Yes, we are getting whammied.
So I'm
You
drawing.
need to handle these.
Well,
I got you covered if you can't.
Okay.
I'm just.
I got the lore.
You got the lore? Yeah, I've got the intuition. I've got that intuition anyway.
Okay.
All right, you've got one of those. Sounds good. Yeah, I can get you handled on the other stuff. So free draw.
Free draw. You like red.
I do like red. Oh well, I am forced to take red.
This
Stack
seems
of
like
12
a good
cards.
time to
This is probably a good time because I've got you covered.
just chance
Yeah,
that.
go ahead and give it a shot.
I'm going to give it a shot. I
Plus,
might roll well.
I've got my
So-
vibe still.
Exactly. So I'm going to try to get my free draw as a logic. There's an obstacle in the way, but this is a chance for me to maybe overcome that obstacle without spending an action to do it. All right, because I get to roll 2 dice.
Got to roll at least. Got to roll.
Oh, I'd have to roll a 3.
Analog password hacker.
Is it location?
You're the one doing it, right?
Yeah, I don't.
So-
I don't have one now.
No, okay. I don't have
Ooh,
one.
so
You're not going to be
It'd
able.
be
To,
a
you're
one
not
in
going to be
three
able to get
chance.
it.
Well.
2 plus 3 is 5. That's a 5. You need to roll a 6. You
I'm not
need
gonna be
to
able to
get
get
a
it.
6.
can't get it.
You've got to reduce that difficulty.
Got to draw a lore. There it is. Yellow goes away. We don't shuffle this until we need it.
All right. So that was your free draw.
That was my
McPherson.
free draw. McPherson's action.
All agents draw 1 stress or discard 2 points of traits. That's the second one of those. There are no more than 2 of any type of card in the trader deck. So we've had both hostages and we've had both stressed out cards.
Yep.
Are
Wow.
you in a bad situation there?
I am going to need to take up the stress. And
I can actually discard.
I'll
2
just have to
points.
visit the bed and breakfast next episode.
Next episode's a bad episode.
It certainly is. It's not
Now-
a good one.
If I don't get out there, we are not going to be able to claim that.
And as you travel, you get the option.
And
Ditch,
I'm
ditch some zeros.
definitely going to ditch some zeros. Look at this. 3 premonitions.
Nice.
It's good stuff I normally wouldn't do. Go ahead and let's shuffle the lore in. I'll take a lore as well. And that's not great.
Boom.
Too
Okay.
physical in the warehouse.
And
I've got that die covered.
you got it covered.
Yeah.
As an action, then, I could play a card from my hand that says action,
You can indeed.
or I could draw a card. What I'm going to play is Collaborate. Another agent at my location draws 3 traits of the same type and gives 1 to me.
What type would you like?
Discard calamities without effect.
Well,
We need a deck with calamities in it. And-
Intuition has 1. Tech has 1, I think. And
I believe-
you can't get intuition
Any
any
other
other way
way.
easily. How about intuition? Do you like that?
I like it. Although it fills your hand up with
So,
yet more intuition.
We draw 3 cards,
And you give me 1.
and I will give. Let's give you this one.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so that was your action.
It was.
Work the case. I am going to play the caretaker, grab that die, reveal the artifact. There is no whammy.
All right.
Which
It
is
is
fortunate.
Shakespeare's Lost Folio.
Unfortunately, each field agent must overcome a 3 mental challenge or become wounded. That's not good for Pete. Pete does not need to be out with the Shakespeare's Lost Folio. He does not know much Shakespeare. This cursed folio kills any reader who fails to quote the depicted scene. Well, so much for Pete.
I have failed to overcome.
I think I've got a vibe about that. Can you re-roll
No
yours?
re-rolls.
No re-rolls on yours.
So I am
You
wounded.
are wounded. Well, that is
That is
not...
unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Because I have to roll a 3.
Well,
And that's that's our only chance. That's a 2. I can get a vibe about it. I'm just wondering if I should use my mega vibe if this doesn't work. That is also
to
not
try to get to 3.
three.
I do have a.
because we will each lose. Basically, a wound is going to make each of us lose 2 dice.
I can reduce yours to 1.
You can reduce my.
Your loss.
you.
I can make you KO'd instead of wounded.
Oh, wait a second.
Can you
I've
make
got
me
that too.
KO'd instead of
I can
wounded?
make you KO'd instead of wounded.
Well,
as
I appreciate that.
I was like,
So I'll stand up to show that I'm KO'd.
now just keep in mind it's opposite whenever
Yes.
we're playing on a normal 3D board. So
This morning at breakfast, my 7-year-old informed me that today was, in fact, opposite day.
it
So there you go.
it is opposite day. So if I were a trader, I would not conveniently not have that lookout card available.
Exactly. People always ask, how can I be an effective trader? It's being an ineffective agent.
Being an ineffective agent, which I was almost an ineffective agent until you said that you could prevent
Just
mine.
through neglect. So
And,
do you think
I
Mega
think-
Vibe? Getting
Is
a
Mega
3 and
Vibe-
2 dice?
Is Mega Vibe worth
1 die?
1 die?
Probably
I don't
not.
think so.
I think not.
So I will also become knocked out, and you will
Also,
look out me as well. So we
look
look
you
out
out.
each other's.
Yep. Look out.
So
No,
look
you
out,
Look out.
no, Shakespeare.
No, you look out.
Look thee out!
Look thee out. Behold.
Behold, yon obstacle.
That's right.
All right, so we got to have 2 logic, 2 intuition, and 3 lore
Now, in the first round, we both just neutralize a die.
because we're both not doing anything but healing. Now, I'm going to obviously choose green because there are no tech clues that we need, and green dice are more likely to roll tech than anything else. So I'll throw that in the bucket.
And I'm going to throw red in the bucket.
Sounds good because we don't have any more red out there. We definitely don't want to throw yellow out there.
Don't want to throw yellow, and I can re-roll logic, misapplied logic clues.
Logic clues, yes.
Blue dice are more likely to roll logic clues, so gives me better options for later. Potential re-rolls.
We roll the dice behind our shields. Move one out.
Okay.
Placing one beneath our warehouse dice covers.
It's not awesome,
It's not awesome.
but probably not worth
I
the
do
card.
not have a zip line for you, unfortunately.
Wait,
So,
reveal?
reveal. I've got the awesome 2 light bulb, and he does not neutralize us. I think I want to put the light bulb here
Yes.
because we don't have a lot of lore dice. Now that was because of Pete's asset ability.
It's always
Anytime
on.
he has a 2, the 2 intuition clues, he can put it on any symbol, any one of the artifacts requirements. All right, and we roll the dice we have remaining. This is an interesting question here.
So is mine.
I've got a couple of different things showing our viewers here. I've got a couple of different things that I could play, and without letting
I'm not looking.
Russ know what I've got. So this is good to finish off. Don't listen, Russ. This is good to finish off our lore requirement. But it's our last intuition die. And we do need another intuition clue. So we don't have any more tech clues that we need. So I think I'm going to go ahead and...
I likewise have an interesting situation. Possibly the exact same. Hard to say, I wasn't listening.
La la la.
I could finish off two different things, but with the wrong colored dice.
And that's what makes interesting decisions in this game, is which die, not just which clue do you put out, but which die do you put out to sort of maximize your abilities.
All
All right, we reveal at the same time. It looks like we both
picked the same
applied
thing.
the same thing. And he is going to neutralize 2 of something, but
We don't have
neither
the
of
twos.
us have rolled that. So,
Whoops.
oops.
It.
Both up there. Now, one of them is going to come out. Doesn't matter which, as long as we keep 2 in there.
So my other option was a lore, but it was on a blue die, and we still needed 2 logics, but we only need 1 of these. So that's why I gave
Right.
it my yellow die.
And mine was a similar situation.
Okay. I suspected as much. And so far, I have not rolled very well on the wild die. It does have a 2 of anything side.
So that's why you're keeping it.
I'm protecting it with the others. It has a 1 of anything side and a 2 of anything side instead of a 0 and 2.
All right, we reveal. Mine is terrible. Mine is super terrible. And
Yours
he's
is
going to neutralize it. Now, you might say, well, that didn't hurt you anyway, guys. Well,
It didn't.
it
Ish.
does and it doesn't. There are cards that will let you re-roll misapplied clues, and instead of this being misapplied, it's completely neutralized. We're not going to be able to re-roll that at all.
So it's no longer available for reroll.
I've got
My
one
final
die left. That's
We need 1, 0, and 1.
So him knowing that I have a blue die lets him know, okay, hopefully he's going to roll lore. Now, obviously, you can't influence that any.
I'm going to put my lore.
Are you going to put your
mojo
lore
on it.
juju on it?
I am. But 3 of the sides are lore, because 2 of them are wild and 1 of them is a lore. All right.
Ta-da, I have missed. I did not do I had one
Oh.
job. Wait.
All right.
Mackie P's got a...
He gets to roll.
McPherson
Oh, and he
has
hits it.
neutralized the wild die.
Boom.
And I misapply here. All right, well,
We're missing 2.
we are missing 2.
And I've got no magic for that.
I do have magic, but it's only going to affect 1 die, not 2. We're going to need at least 2 dice
It
to
looks-
change this. And it looks like, we
like
did not
we have-
roll over our consequence.
So we have taken this consequence.
So there's a consequence that goes along with each obstacle. McPherson's going to use that consequence against us throughout the rest of the game. So he's going to make us add 1 to all of our physical challenges from now on, because we have lost Shakespeare's. It is indeed a lost folio.
It's a lost folio. It's a lost artifact, and it has a consequence on it.
All right, so
Every physical challenge from now on is +1.
so we go back home to
We
the
get
warehouse.
Stress.
We each get stress. Now, you might notice that this artifact looks different from the other artifacts. The 3rd episode always has an adversary artifact. This is going to be an artifact like the Hanjo, the Pearl of Wisdom, the supersonic symbols, the things that McPherson collected and used actively against the agents during Season 1.
Yep. Items that we saw in the show in his hands.
So, all of the dice that got neutralized, which was a sizable number, I must say.
It was.
All right, you become first agent again. Clearly, things do not go well in the warehouse when I'm in charge.
That's right.
As much as I'd like to think so.
Milan, Italy. What is that
Now
travel?
notice that was with us working together as hard as we could, and we still get beat by the game. If for some reason that the game starts becoming too easy for you, you can always increase the difficulty, perhaps by starting out with consequences in play. Perhaps by losing after 2 artifacts are lost, with or without a finale.
Yep.
So,
And if it gets to be too hard, we could start with additional traits in our hand and make it a little bit easier that way. All right.
Travel effect: agent may draw 2 stress to draw the top trait card of any of a discard pile. I don't think that would be a wise plan right now. There are 2 stress left in the stress deck.
We need to visit the B&B and do some de-stressing.
If we can. There's never enough actions to do what you want to do. That's the problem. Look at all that tasty lore right there. No tech.
No tech.
No tech. So Claudia won't be disappointed because she's not here. All right. I
Okay. McPherson's
will
going to go
have
first.
stuff I can do. Yes.
Place an obstacle and a +1 ring on the travel space.
Again.
Boy, we're hitting
That's-
all the duplicates.
We're hitting the duplicates.
I think
And
we
not-
shuffled the deck.
Not
I
all
feel
of.
like we did.
Yes, I did. Not all of the cards have a duplicate. We're just hitting the ones that do have duplicates. So there's our obstacle. Fortunately,
Okay.
it's a 2 mental. That's not as bad.
We can deal with that.
We can deal with 2 mental. Well, you can deal with 2 mental.
I can deal with that.
can watch you deal with 2 mental.
Yes.
All right, you were first, Micah.
I'm
Action.
first, and I can claim a clue. So I'm going to visit the B&B and do some stress relief.
That sounds good.
Gonna sleep
Stress
this one
is
off.
Never a problem until it's a problem.
Yep.
Well, I do have something that I can claim. So I think I will also join you and put 2 stress in the stress deck.
Okay. Gonna work the case.
Working the case. I too will work the case. I hate using the last Guzuka. However,
Yep.
we're gonna have to get that somehow.
We are. I'm going to go ahead and play an instant while the getting's good. An agent at my location can claim an accessible 0 clue for free.
Now, Micah can actually play that on herself because she is an agent at her location.
It's true.
Now, if for some reason I had more dice and Micah could trust me, which she obviously can in a co-op game, it would be better if she were to give me that die, assuming I'm at her location. Now, the key is, during a normal game of Warehouse 13, there's a hidden traitor, so can she trust me with more dice?
Yep. And I went ahead and did that because some of the trader cards will fiddle with these dice, and standard protocol is 0s, then 1s, and 2s.
Still 0s first, right?
Yep. Or bucketing dice. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to go ahead and get that while I could.
Absolutely.
We are now working... No, that
was working the case. We are getting free card draws.
We are at free card draws. That was working the case, and I played an instant. Yellow.
Red as usual.
And I got another of the exact same card, so I'm going to go ahead and
Claim it now.
claim it now, but this is our timer over here for getting whammied. We know there's a whammy on McPherson's card. All McPherson's cards.
All
have whammies.
all of McPherson's adversary artifacts. All of them have a whammy.
I only have 2 cards.
You have 2 cards. I have several. I have 8 total. Some of those are stress.
Maybe
That is not public knowledge.
Maybe I should not.
McPherson's time.
Yeah. Gear.
Gear.
Got some static buildup.
Oh, look at all the physical. That's not a 2 and a 3 anymore.
That's a 3 and a
That's
4.
3 and a 4. It looks like I can stay home and move heavy objects.
I don't really have cards to get out there. I mean, I can make one claim.
I can. I am actually. I'm not very prepared, but I could probably get out there and work it better than you.
Yep. But
But
I have to be the one to get
that. Yeah.
to get that out. So
Now, Micah does not actually have to travel to remove that travel obstacle.
I could just go for it.
She could just take care of that obstacle for me, so I don't have to deal with it. Is that what you're ready to do?
Yeah, I probably should do that.
And then I can go ahead and go out now.
So yeah, I'm just going to deal with the obstacle, but not travel. That way, I can stay in the warehouse and draw cards because I'm down to 2 cards.
You know what? If you draw 2 stress, you can go ahead and claim. I might actually do that to get
We were in trouble. Oh, no.
Well, we were in trouble.
Then why don't I go on ahead out? Are you?
You sure?
Yeah, because I mean,
Okay.
I've got 1 card that can claim.
And I can help you in case you
And
run dry.
Yeah, if I take one of these, then I'll be able to get something else.
Sounds good. We'll do it.
Okay, so I have 2 of my own, plus 2 is 4.
2 plus 2 is 4, beats the 3. You barely beat the 3.
We eked by.
Micah, out to the field. Would you like to draw 2 stress?
I'll take 2 stress.
The top card of a discard pile. Now, it says to draw the top trait card of a discard pile.
So I'm not
You
going to
can't
draw
draw
red.
intuition.
So I'm not drawing red. But
How
I can
about tech?
draw?
The tech, you can claim that
Do you want?
tech on the intuition. You can get it.
That's my action.
Sounds good. All right. I can beat up obstacles, I think. I do have things that can claim, so now is probably
Yep.
as good a time as any.
Going for the 2 that's
Well,
a 3.
The 2 is anything but a 0. A 3, that 3 is a 4. I would have to roll a 2 or a 3. I think I'm going to go after the weaker one. Anything but 0 is done. Alright, working the case. Good claim. I will caretaker that red die, because I like red dice.
And I will draw yellow.
I will draw red as usual. Oh my goodness.
I keep drawing those zeros.
I
Love them. Love the zeros.
do not.
Action. McPherson. Each agent must discard a random trait.
Well, stress
I
out of
have
hand.
3. Discard that one.
Oh, it's so out of
Ouch.
all of the cards that I have, you had to kill that one. And read the manual is actually pretty good.
It's good.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's good, but I needed to spend my actions out here drawing cards anyway,
Oh
so
my goodness, I'm gonna have to draw.
I'm drawing.
One obstacle in the warehouse is not terrible. Well, there goes a yellow die to the bucket.
Yeah.
Ah,
Draw or stress.
time for lore. Work the case.
Work the case. The one card that would claim something.
And we haven't done green yet, so let's do that. And free draw.
2 of those, or you need access. Oh, that's still blocked.
That's still blocked.
That's-
This is just going to have to disappear.
That's trouble.
I think this is just going to have to
I
disappear.
think you're right.
And hopefully I can travel out. Or not. All right, you're first agent.
So I have to bucket the
You
red
have to
die.
bucket the red since we have claimed all the reds. That was unfortunate.
That was your free draw.
That was my free draw.
We're back to actions. McPherson says the next field agent to attempt any action must first draw and defeat an obstacle. There's a fence that I have to climb. I'm fenced in.
You are fenced in. You have to either physical your way out or mental your way out, whichever way.
Climb the fence.
Whichever type
or
of
open
fence
the
you've
gate.
got.
Climb the fence or open the gate. All right. We're on my action, and I'm
You are
going to
your
draw.
action.
I'm going to draw lore. I'm going to try to draw lore.
You're going to try to draw lore because this is your action.
And there
It's
is
2 physical. That's
a
not bad.
3 physical.
Oh, that's 3 physical. That's
it's
different.
not good.
That's different.
I have a 2 plus 2
Look at
is
that.
4. Defeats 3.
Your 2 plus one of those 2s on the dice.
Yes.
Good.
So that one goes away.
Sorry, McPherson. That fence was not tall enough.
I get my draw.
You do get your draw. Well, this is the question. I cannot claim anything spectacular right now, so I can just
This is
stay.
going away anyway.
That one's going away. Well, I can claim something out here.
Mhm.
I just can't help you out there right now. I'm going to make sure that I can help you at some point. So I'm going to draw 2 intuition, hoping that you've got the lore. And if you don't,
I've
I
got
can
the
still
lore.
hook you up.
I got, well,
All right. That was my action. Working the case.
looks like that.
And my work of the case looks like that.
Free draw.
It's coming close.
Ooh. All right, so
I got you hooked up. You will be able to claim that.
okay, I like it. For my free draw, we could try your ult. Your,
Could try with the.
I could try to
Maybe
roll.
vibe.
I could try to roll a 3. All right. Well, or I can just
Take your free.
take a free card. I'll just do it.
Shuffle up the intuition. Because clearly, I need to have something
You
to
are
draw.
ready for that, and while you're doing
You
that,
said red.
McPherson says each agent must roll greater than 0 on a warehouse die to avoid a wound. A catastrophe has occurred. So
Each agent. So not just the warehouse, not just the field.
I rolled greater than a 0 on that one.
Unfortunately, I can only roll one die.
And it's a 1.
It is a 1. Micah's action. We're doing relatively well this episode.
Surprisingly.
Knocking on.
Yep, I'm going to draw a card from here. And it looks like that.
And I am going to... You know what? Now is a good time to take on another one of those obstacles.
You got some help?
I don't have help, but I can vibe it.
Okay.
Hopefully this won't require a roll of any dice.
Hopefully not.
So that's what I'm counting on.
Okay, so you're going for the 4. So 3 and 2 is 5.
3 and 2 is 5, and I have indeed taken that out.
You have. You've beaten up
Beating up physicals.
whatever that was. Clog in the Guri, and
I'm
you
pulling out the sticky string.
pulled the sticky string out of it. Very nice. We are working the case.
Can you claim that? The intuition?
I cannot.
You can now. Farnsworth.
Boom.
That way we do not get whammied.
No
now,
whammies.
I would conveniently not have that as a trader.
And of course you would not.
We would have been whammied with agents collectively neutralizing 3 dice. Looks like he's pulled out Harriet Tubman's thimble against us.
That would have been bad.
Now, the consequence, if there were a trader may reveal... we have to pull these out on the cooperative version.
Because there's not a trigger.
Because there's not a trader. This is one where the trader can immediately look behind one agent's shield. So, what do we have instead? Oh, look. It's the Phoenix.
The Phoenix.
Yeah, we did not follow our own setup rules.
How about that?
So, for the cooperative game, you have to remove both of the... We have to remove both of the adversary artifacts that say trader may reveal.
There's 2 out of 8.
Because
There is no trader.
there's an active
And the
element to both of those.
The rest of the card needs a trader to function.
Needs an active trader.
Yep.
So these 2 cards have to be removed whenever we have the cooperative variant.
All right.
And we did not look that up.
So there's a consequence printed on every single one of these. And we have a normal consequence flipped up. So if we lose this artifact, we have double consequences. There's a whammy on every single one of them, which we have successfully avoided.
We have avoided because since there is a lead still remaining.
We've identified, hey, the Phoenix is in play, but the episode isn't over yet. And so we know what we're dealing with when we have the big showdown at the end of the episode against the Phoenix.
Now, the earlier you reveal that artifact, the better, because you know which dice are more helpful.
Yeah, red dice and green dice are not nearly as important as yellow and blue dice.
Unfortunately, we've already lost a yellow.
We've lost a yellow, and that's a
not
bummer,
good.
but we lost a red, and that was not as big of a deal.
So, if we lose this, the consequence before retrieval, wound an agent. That agent chooses a different agent to take the wound instead, much like the Phoenix did in the show. We will also have to snag the bed and breakfast, meaning every time we use that, we have to roll greater than 1 on a warehouse die. It's like a permanent obstacle that never goes away.
So those are not good consequences.
Those are not good.
We are ready to...
We just revealed that when you work the case.
When I work the case,
I'm
we're
going to
ready
work
for
the
you
case.
to work the case.
I'm going to work the case and go, you know what? That's just going to have to go to the bucket. Because
Okay.
I do not have any logic.
We are now in the retrieval phase.
I have a poor 4 dice.
And I have a lot of dice. I have 6.
Yeah, and you had to ditch one.
I have 6. I did have to ditch ones because I had those 2 pull a 0. Immediately perform a retrieval roll by myself. Nobody else can roll, including the trader or adversary. So
So no
this
goo
gives
dice.
me a chance to roll by myself and maybe I'll get to solve some of these requirements, and we won't step on each other. And also, maybe it'll give it an extra chance for using Micah's once per season ability. Her once per season ability says
She can apply 2 dice.
that cannot be neutralized. So maybe I would want to save that until later.
Oh, depends on how well you rolled right now.
It does. I'm just going to apply 1 right now.
Sounds good.
And it's going to
That's
be
2 of our lore. That's good. Now, everybody rolls like normal. Well, I've got terrible colors. As most of my dice are red and green, I do have 1 yellow. Alright, I'm revealing. I've taken care of the tech requirement. You've taken care of most of the logic. Does anybody have a zip line? Well, you've got a lot of dice. You've got a lot of dice, so
I
it's
do not have a
it's not crucial. Alright, reveal. Look at that terrible... Nothing neutralized. Look at that. McPherson's not rolling well. Another thing you can do to increase the difficulty, you can have McPherson roll 2 neutralizer dice and try to match 1. Or, if you want to go crazy, have him use both of them to neutralize. And that can become really difficult. That increases the difficulty quite a bit.
I feel like this has been
This is already pretty difficult.
pretty difficult, so I'm not feeling like
Not feeling like the difficulty
like
needs
I
to be
need to
cranked up
ramp
any.
it up. Yep. It feels just about right for me.
I rolled a tech. Just what a trader would do if a trader were around.
All right, so we only need 1 more lore,
Look at that. I've got 1 lore die.
and I've got a black die. I'm
You've got
still
a black.
sitting on.
Nothing. You've got...
I've got it.
Got it. Look at that. I could not roll worth anything.
Ended up with 1 die left over, so that was relatively close. Pretty close.
I did have some magic left in my hat.
No, very good.
So we
We each get a stress.
we each get a stress because it's still stressful having to deal with McPherson.
We dodged double consequences. That's good.
Going into Nolans.
All right.
Field agents will pay 1 less trait point to claim intuition clues. Now, if we can claim this artifact, that's snag bag and tag 3 artifacts. The agents will win.
We will have 1.
So, taking... Now, you know what happens when I'm the first agent. I don't have a good track record here. And this could be 2 of anything. All
Look
this
at the
tech
tech.
out here.
Look at
No
the tech.
Claudia, no Artie.
You
That's not good.
I got a feeling we're just going to let that logic deck ride.
That's, with no logic here and no logic out there,
Once
yeah, we
again,
might just have to
That's
might have to
another-
just let it ride.
Another episode of that.
All right, McPherson goes. Reroll all 0s and 1s. Well, that's not good.
Well,
Zeros
at
and
least
ones.
it happened early on so that
We can prepare for it.
we can prepare for it. Instead
Right.
of us drawing cards, fitting the dice, and then the dice all change.
Unfortunately, some of those can change to 2s, like that did.
Well, but you still
But-
got some nice 0s, though.
And I got rid of that whole pile of... Well, I thought I got rid of the tech, but I did not.
Not really. Still no logic. Look at that.
Oh, more tech!
Okay. Well, we're drawing tech this episode.
We are drawing a heck load of tech. Oh yeah, I'm first.
You are.
This is tech. This will be good though. When we get out there, we can start scooping up those intuition clues.
Yes. Very good for you. I feel like we should collaborate. And
I like collaboration.
Another
4,
agent?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can draw exactly 3 cards.
you can draw 3.
Of which would you like?
Give 1 to me. I think tech is
You like tech and
Tech is the
discard
thing.
calamities?
Discard calamities.
I think we've had both of the tech calamities, but I think
But I need
that's
tech-
what,
we
that's
need
what
tech
we've got to do.
cards.
I think that's what we've got to do.
Yeah.
Look at that. Calamity, no effect.
Sweet.
I thought we had both. I
So
was
did I.
mistaken. So I'm going to give you this. Handing him a Tesla.
Tesla gun. That reduces the difficulty of a physical challenge by 1.
The analog password device will lower the difficulty of a mental obstacle by 1. All right, that was your action.
It was. We are now working the case.
Working the case. This has to be taken at some point,
Okay.
and
Well-
it's a 2, so let me get it out of the way.
Yeah, but I'm. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah, I was,
wrong symbol.
I was going for the blue. All right. Drawing cards.
Drawing freebies. You know what mine's going to be.
I'm likewise pigeonholed.
And McPherson says, change up to 3 unclaimed clue dice to their 2 clue faces. This is relatively bad because that 0, and one of those are going to change it to. It should
The
not be the logic.
yellow.
It should definitely be that one. First agent will make the decisions if for some reason there are 2 matching, 2 of the same value. So I'm going to choose that one. Now, if there were an active trader, then they would turn over 3 that they want.
Yeah, the
So-
active trader will get to make that decision.
Right.
Okay. That was McPherson's action.
That was McPherson.
You're doing first agenty stuff.
I am doing a lot of first. I'm going to have to draw. Look at that. We got a bunch of
Lots of things you like.
lots of.
Tech and
You know what though?
intuition.
I'm going to change it to 2 accessible clues to any 1 clue facing. Let's go ahead and start using some of those. What do you like? You want to get rid of some of the tech?
I like lores.
You like lores? I could change the 2 lore to a 1 lore. I could change these 2 tech to 1 tech. I mean to 1 lore. I can change it
I
any.
think that I don't have a great tech hand, and could definitely like those green dice to be
lowered up.
lowered.
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 So
I've got a 2 lore, so I'm okay.
so
with
you're
that.
okay with that? Well, let's go
And
ahead
then I
and
can go to the. Then I can go out.
you
to
like
the,
blue dice, so let's make that a lore too.
Okay.
And those 2s are as effective as 1s if I can just get out to New Orleans at some point. All right, that was my action. Your action, Micah?
I feel like I need to go to the B&B.
Knock out 2 more stress.
Yep.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're
We
at
were
4
at 2.
now.
Now we're at 4.
4's not as bad with only 2 agents.
With, yep.
Working the case. I have quite a lot of 2s, which is usually not the case.
Yep.
Free draws. McPherson. An agent must neutralize the claimed clue. If none have been claimed, neutralize an unclaimed clue. Well,
Not the red.
the red might be a little difficult to get.
Oh, and it's
The
wild
other
for
reds.
you.
That's definitely a superior die for me.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, well, all right, 1 more round of tech for me, and then I need to go out.
I'm
after.
thinking I can travel.
Can you? That'd be great.
I think I can travel and start nibbling.
Start nibbling. That'll
at
work.
At the lower, at the pile of lords.
That's good. And then if for some reason you've got some clues that can take, well, I can actually take some of those from out here.
And if you're out there, you could pay 1 less.
Well, if I had 1s, that'd be great.
Yeah.
As it is, since it's work the case time, look at that 2. I'm not having to use the juju of New Orleans. That voodoo that you do.
That voodoo. All right. Well, should I save the black one for you?
You can take it. That's fine. And free draw.
Typically, first agent would have access to more dice because there's an odd number of dice.
13 clue dice, actually.
13 is the number.
13 is the
But
number.
you've had to ditch one already,
3, 4,
so
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
so I might be in position to end up with more.
That's true. All right, I drew my free draw.
Oh,
Mike
you
is
did.
free draw.
I would love another lore card.
And McPherson.
And-
Uh-oh. Before McPherson goes,
That's right.
at any time is any time.
Instant. With the
Bucket a die. So, of any color. So, zeros before ones before twos of the leads. The green or the blue.
the green. I like blue dice better.
You do like
slightly.
Yeah, because you like logic clues to be rolled.
Exactly. Okay, we are.
Sounds good. So we were doing some first
Actions.
agenty stuff.
You're acting.
I am acting. Well, I hate to give up the zip line, but we're going to have to get rid of that at some point.
Yep. It's true.
And you were busy with tech in there, out there anyway.
I'm going to draw a lore.
What am I doing? Oh, it's working the case. I should not be working the
You
case.
should be doing
I
an
should
action.
be doing an action.
What action would you like to do?
I think I could come out there with you.
Okay, I'm probably going to end up being a little short on
We're okay.
working the case. So you're coming out for your action,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
or do you
9,
want to
10.
just? Do you want to just
You
stay
know what?
in there?
I'll just stay. I'll just stay in. That should be my last stress dump.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I can help you out. Go ahead and just do what you can there. Investigate a clue if you have. Do you have? Can you claim 2
I
clues?
needed to draw. No,
You need to draw.
I could only.
Did you
claim
draw?
one. I just drew.
You just drew. And I'm working the case, and then you were working the case. You able to work the case now?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to work the case with some tech stuff?
I can take care of these 3 dice.
Okay, good.
Well, I can take
Well,
care of 2 of those.
I'm
3
going to do
dice.
what I was going to do
Yep.
during my action phase.
And I'm going to.
Was not paying attention. Yes.
We just don't know.
That's good. Yeah, we don't know what
Except
this
that-
is.
One green's already out, so I'm tempted to grab green, but it's good.
True.
It's all good.
Free draws.
Free draw.
Red as usual.
Okay.
All right. All right, I think we've got everything covered that we said we were going to have covered. and I
We
think
are
we're
in.
good.
We're in great shape.
Roll the warehouse die and move that many leads to the ping. Okay,
I
we were
said we were in
good
great shape. I totally jinxed us.
Rolling the warehouse die. And Jinx is not even
Not
here.
even here. But if he were here, oh my goodness, we just got whammy.
Unless
Do you have a vibe about that?
I think
How
I've
do you
got a
feel?
vibe. I got a vibe about this original red herring. Maybe this isn't what we should be going after. Well, it's a little better.
I think that's a lot better.
Especially if I come out.
So
If you've got this handled, I can come out and deal with that. This will work.
okay,
I think this will work.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Or I can leave this out and put this in because since you're going to be in there anyway. But what are you going to do for your action?
I'm going to claim one of those clues.
If you that's field investigation.
Not
That-
exactly. I'm going to play an action card.
I'm just wondering if I should come out there with you
I don't think you should. Oh,
because I'm.
we'll get whammy.
Yeah, if there is a whammy, we will get whammied. I can come out.
So you might as well.
I'm okay coming out.
Oh,
I'm okay coming out.
can you get?
Yeah, I can claim anything. I can claim anything. I cannot. I would rather you claim that
Very
if
good.
at all possible.
Well, it's work the case time.
Without mentioning what I have in my
you get
hand.
to take what you get to take whichever one you want.
No, that my action was. To
Oh, that
move
was your
out.
action, right?
Yes,
right. So
your
here's
action
my
is to do
action.
something.
My action is to field.
Claim any one clue. Any
any one.
of the. If there was a one clue here, you could take it. It doesn't have to be a field clue.
And you would rather me take
I'd rather you take that blue die there.
done.
Yes, and so then when it is my
Ooh,
turn.
but-
I will.
But now I won't be able to work the case.
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
I will take that. We will not be whammied. Look at that. It would have been a whammy. We would have added one to a warehouse die roll that we're going to describe up here. It's Marsden's record. I'm going to Farnsworth you a card if you would like to use that to claim.
You Farnsworth me like 3 times. Awesome.
Someone's got to take Claudia's
Full
place
cooperation.
when Claudia's not here.
Yep.
Before retrieval, roll a warehouse die. Agents must collectively neutralize that many dice. On a 0, the first agent can claim a neutralized die. And I had used my vibe. That is not good. So, collectively neutralize 2 dice. Now, notice the yellows are not as good, but you have a mess of dice.
I have 7 dice.
But I've got reds and I've got the good colors.
So my 2 yellows.
2 yellows, I think. Now, normally it's good for one agent to have a lot of dice because I'm going to see 10 faces when I'm rolling these. So that's 4 of my faces. I'll apply 1. See 3 more faces. Apply 1.
So that's 7.
2 more. That's 9. And then my 10th. So I'm going to see 10 faces with 4 dice. Only 6 faces with 3 dice. If you've got a mess of dice like, 5 dice is 15, 21, 28 faces. I mean, you want to...
It's a lot of options.
That's a lot of options. So the more dice you can put in one agent's hands, provided you trust that agent, the better.
Yep. But
All right.
in this case, your dice,
My dice are clearly superior.
greens are superior, and these are wilds. So
They're wild for me, yes.
wild for
Yeah.
you.
Because that is Pete's in-tune ability. All right, so we roll behind our shields. Choose one. And we reveal. Look at that. A 2 of anything, and he's going to knock my tech die out. Oh, what is our consequence if we lose this? We're going to snag the travel space. Anytime we travel.
I roll greater than 0.
Well, he took out one of my tech dice already. That is not good. And reveal. And nothing. Blank face. Alright, we've got our intuition taken care of. We need one more logic
I will
and
re-roll that.
three
Or did you
more.
see it?
I did not see it.
Okay, then I won't re-roll.
We need one more logic and 3 more tech. We reveal. 1 tech. Nope, did not neutralize. I've got a wild here. A wild for me anyway. It looks like I want to apply it there for tech. We need 1 more tech out of all that stuff that you've got.
I'm gonna hit 2 dice.
You only have 2 dice? Oh yeah, because you had to neutralize
One of
some.
them's black. Yeah.
And I didn't get it, but you surely did, as long as he doesn't neutralize it. He does not.
Boom.
So,
I had 1 die remaining.
we get Marsden's record.
Did you
I
have
have
dice?
nothing
No.
left. That
So
was
that's-
that close.
2 artifacts now where we've just had 1 die remaining, so it's been close. Hasn't come to the last die, but it's been...
So if we had to add 1 to this warehouse die roll, you would have had to have neutralized 1 more die.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have gotten to see all of those faces.
Right. I did, in fact, roll this on the last throw.
So we have snagged, bagged, and tagged 3 artifacts. Now, it like Russ said, it came down to the last throw on a lot of those. Or the next to last or last throw. So it was not a cakewalk. McPherson actually did steal an artifact from us, and it was not incredibly easy. Now, next time we could ramp up the difficulty. Maybe we'll allow McPherson to start off with, maybe add 1 to all physical challenges. That can make those obstacles be even more of a problem than they were already. With 2 agents, you often have problems with not having a good variety of cards. For instance, it didn't hurt us much this time, but we didn't have Claudia or Artie drawing tech cards all the time. our logic deck was out for half the game.
And frankly,
And
we just got really
We
lucky.
got really lucky. If we had had more logic there, we would have had to found a way to deal with that. Actually, I did have another Tesla grenade that I drew near the end, I believe.
Now, at the beginning, when we first got this, we chose the logic deck, so that was a good choice because there were no logic clues out there. But then we did get lucky that the next two episodes...
That there were no more logic out,
That
that
weren't
rolling logic.
Not very many at all.
So, as you can see, if for those of you who have looked through the rule book and have seen the normal game, this plays much like the normal game. It's just that there is no hidden traitor, so it takes out that element of suspense. And so Russ knew that I was always going to apply something that was going to benefit the team. That's not always going to happen, and in many cases, a lot of times the wrong person will get accused of being the traitor just from having poor die rolls or drawing a lot of zeros from the trait cards. So, for instance, there was a game that we played at Gen Con just a few weeks ago that they were playing a 3-player game, and Russ was convinced that one of the other players was a traitor, and
I bronzed her.
managed to bronze a loyal agent, and
Yep, I sent her to the bronze.
so Traitor liked that a lot. So
It did not work out very well, and I also was bronzed myself by a loyal agent in a different game, and that loyal agent and the traitor voted against me, and I was bronzed. And yeah, that worked out badly both times. You bronze the wrong person, it does not work out well.
So for those of you who are following us on Kickstarter, please back the game. The best way that you can show NBC that you still love the show and support the show is by backing the game. Although this game is not owned by NBC, they are monitoring how this Kickstarter project goes. There has been talk after the show had ended. I believe one of the producers of the show had mentioned something about maybe kickstarting a movie at some point in the future. Although we don't know that this is still in the works or anything. Certainly a solid showing for the board game would show NBC that there is still a lot of Warehouse 13 support. So
Definitely. So back us on Kickstarter, share the links,
share the links, tell all your friends,
tell your friends,
post it on social media. And we're going to try to do this again tomorrow. Hopefully the bandwidth got better as the night went on. If it did not, we will have this available for you that you can download or view on YouTube or on Facebook. Many different places that will have it posted. And maybe post it on Board Game Geek as well if we can handle if they can handle a file of this size, or redirect to YouTube. And there you have it. We'll be available to answer any questions today and tonight and tomorrow. I guess we'll shoot for 9 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night, Russ.
Sounds great.
And hopefully we'll be at the location with more bandwidth. Alrighty.
Very
Thanks,
good.
guys.